Hello there! Welcome to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. This is a place where we help you unravel social constructs, discuss self-development in line with mental health, and everything in between that directly or indirectly affects us in the millennial world around us. If you're hearing my voice for the first time and are the kind of person who is not scared of being a better version of yourself, even if it requires you to contradict who you were 24 hours ago, consider this your virtual home. I am your host, Nabuguzi Kiwanuka, a lawyer, founder, team lead of Equate Foundation, an addict and lover of insightful conversations, and a professional unraveler of social constructs. On set with me today is Amito Mitra, widely known as Amito Mitra, or digitally known as Amito Mitra. I don't think it's widely. I don't know. She dabbles as a procurement officer and a YouTuber. I have known Amito mostly for her content on the digital space, and on this episode, we take no other route apart from knowing her story, how she mastered YouTubing, and how she managed to beat a life-threatening conditions and everything in between. I cannot wait for you to hear it all, so let's get into it. Welcome to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me. Should I look at you? I told you I'm shy.
How do you hold a conversation without looking at the person?
Let me look at you. Let me turn.
Are you comfortable?
Let's talk.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself to our listeners.
My name is Amito. Amito Mitra.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTuber, content creator, perfume seller. And most importantly, I'm a procurement officer. I did procurement at university. And what else?
I don't know. You know better. You know better.
A second child from a family of 6 children.
Wow.
And I love my family so much.
Yeah.
I just love my family. They mean so much to me. And that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
You've listed a couple of things, and I think the others people don't really know, apart from the part of YouTuber.
Yes.
With you being in this digital space, people know you for your YouTube channel.
True.
And that's how I even landed on you. No, that is not how I landed on you now. This is what happened. This is what happened. It could have been, is her name Nakakande, former Miss Uganda?
Oh, yes.
Is that her name?
Yes.
Where she went. Is that her name? It must be.
I think she is. She's Nakakande.
I don't know.
Forgotten her name, but I follow her. On Facebook.
Yeah. And she had gone to a TV station. Must have been Top TV, where she was dragged.
She was dragged. And I posted a video about that.
It wasn't a video that you shared a video, because I was wondering what was happening on social media, and I had to check what is happening about this person. So I learned I think someone shared the video that you shared. And then for me to follow you, I actually, because this is a model, I thought I'm following Amito, the model.
Oh, the model, Amito. Okay.
That's the only Amito I know.
I'm sorry.
That is the only Amito I know. So I was like, Mitra is Amito's other name. All right, let me follow. And then as time went on, I was like, no, this is a different face. Who is this? Is the person managing Amito's page or something? And then as time went on, I realized, this is a YouTuber. I was like,
a totally different person.
Okay, so do I unfollow this person? But then it became interesting because it was out of misrepresentation.
Oh my God!
Because I follow her on her page.
Yes.
But then I was like, I've landed on her personal account.
She's Amito Lagum.
Well, you don't know in that moment. There are chances that people have various names. So that's how I landed on you.
Okay. I think so many people mistake me for her, or mistake her for me. Which is right.
Yeah.
So there is a time I was having a conversation with some guy. Like, some guy sent me a message. You know how people send you messages and you're like, maybe this one follows me on YouTube, and he sent me a request. I confirmed it. Then immediately started texting me like, "Hey, how are you? I'm okay." Oh, what did you say?
Sorry, but I feel like
inspire me. No, it was like you inspire. I was like, inspire you. Yeah, I'm also a model guy. Remember, this is a guy. Yeah, I'm also a model. I love the things you do.
ouch.
You're an inspiration to so many people. I was like, oh my god, this guy is in the wrong place.
Did you alert him?
I then told him, no, I think you're following the wrong person.
Yeah.
So I sent him a link to Lagom's channel, and I mean, Lagom's Facebook.
Yeah.
Amito Lagom, and yeah, but we're still friends with that guy.
I mean, you're likable. You're likable.
I didn't know.
So I was like, oh, get out of my face. You didn't know.
So why didn't you unfriend me?
The content that you shared, I was like,
okay.
this person is crazy. I went to your YouTube channel. You are calling and pranking your exes. Like, this chick.
Yes, I was.
Why is she? This is crazy. Like, who doesn't beat up such a person?
I did that because, you see, I wasn't showing them on video. So
Right.
So many people can speak the same way, so you will not tell that this is so and so.
Yeah.
If I called you on phone and pranked you, nobody would know that it is you.
Even when you say the name?
But you remember I was mentioning these Christian names, the likes of Mary. I mean, let me say Eric or Brian or something.
Yeah.
So there's so many Brians, there's so many Erics, there's so many Johns, there's so many Peters. So you'll not know that this is the Peter I'm talking to.
Well, for the people that know the people that you've dated.
How can they know?
No, the ones that know.
That know the people I've dated. I don't normally tell people about the people I dated.
All right, I think that keeps them safe. That keeps them
maybe.
safe. So, what inspired you to get into the space of YouTubing?
Okay, so
sorry, but I think you must have been. Could you have been my first Ugandan YouTuber?
Really?
Or maybe a young one? For me, YouTube felt like out of touch for the celebrities, and then I'm seeing this person constantly creating content on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, how does she do it with so much ease? How were you opened to this kind of space?
I've always been, first of all, I'm an introvert.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I am. So I'm always indoors all the time. The people that know me.
Yeah.
So it's only the few times that I'm out there that I'll capture and show people. So some people think I'm all over the place. I love having fun and all that, but in actual sense, I'm an introvert. So every time I am in bed or at home seated, I always thought about something. Anyway, let me take you back. After school, before school.
Is it before school or before you completed?
Yeah, I'm taking you way back before I started university.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to the best schools, high school, primary, and all that. Okay, to my family, they were the best schools. But to the whole nation, I felt like they weren't the best schools. I definitely wanted to go to schools like Gayaza, schools that would really boost my like everything about me. You see, I'm not a good public speaker. I think you've noticed.
No,
I'm not so good.
I'm not saying that.
I'm a shy person. You're yet to see that.
No, I can't tie shyness to schools.
No, I'm coming. I'm shy.
Okay.
I'm shy. Okay, I'm not a people person. So I wanted to go to schools that would boost that would make me so confident of myself, that would improve on my English, my public speaking, and all those things. But unfortunately, I didn't get the chance. I'm not saying I'm not grateful. I'm very, very grateful because the schools I went to, I know so many people wouldn't afford them as well.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted the best. Should I say better? I wanted better. I wanted to go to schools like Gayaza, schools like Budo, but of course my family couldn't afford that.
Yeah.
So in the process, the school I went to wasn't okay. Of course, the school emphasizes speaking English and all those things.
Yeah.
But the students weren't that caliber. They weren't the people that would speak English all the time.
Or maybe the school wasn't strict.
It was not. Okay. How do I explain this? Okay, the school was so much into education, into us performing well, but things like the other part of education, things like boosting our confidence, things like helping us improve on our English, all those things, were not practiced that much.
Okay.
So you would be in a dormitory and everyone is speaking Luganda. You would be in class and everyone is speaking
That happens
Luganda.
in every school. Amito,
Really?
I was punished for Luganda speaking various times.
No, okay, I thought, okay,
Yeah.
maybe, okay, just because I didn't go to the school, so I really can't know what was happening.
Okay, that's quite improper of me to even imagine I was in those schools.
So when we came out of school, like during the holidays, I felt like the people I related with thought way better than I did. They
Really?
spoke way better than I did. So instead of gaining confidence, I kept losing it.
I understand.
I kept losing it because I felt like my school was not doing justice to me. So during that whole school time, I didn't know what I wanted to be. You know those kids who were at school and they didn't know what they wanted to be?
I didn't really see that.
Yeah,
it looks like every kid had an answer.
That wasn't me.
I think society forces you to have an answer.
Now, all I wanted to do was to make my parents proud, my mom and dad proud.
Yeah.
Because I come from a family where my dad had not gone too far in education.
Yeah.
My mom too. They had all completed senior 6, but hadn't gone to university.
Yeah.
My mom just completed her university, I think 7 years ago.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
To choose to go back.
Yes, and
that
I was so happy
beautiful.
that day. I was her mother at
the graduation.
At the graduation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was really happy for her. So back to that time, the person I wanted to be was not the person I was by then. So it kind of lowered my confidence and the way I
had you
perceived
figured who you wanted to be?
Now, all I knew was when you grow up, you either become a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, what else? An engineer, a pilot.
Or a loser.
I wasn't thinking in that direction, by the way.
Yeah.
I just knew it was automatic.
The loser bit is what we paint for the kids. These are the only options that you have to choose.
Now I knew whoever went to school, whoever studied hard, would become one of those 5.
5
and
strictly.
Then
wow.
It was definitely teacher, engineer, pilot, lawyer, and doctor.
You went that far.
I'm telling you.
For me, I felt like pilots are out of reach.
Oh, I think you were a wise kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even imagine myself being
You were a very intelligent kid.
No, I think I must have. We didn't really grow up seeing them. Okay, for me, I didn't grow up seeing them, so I think it was more. It was more of a white person thing.
I'll take you there. Okay. How did I get to know about the whole pilot thing? Is I grew up from a barracks.
Oh, okay.
Zambia barracks.
Okay.
So all the time you would see planes, and we would all run out of the house to just see the plane moving. So that's how my parents told me that, hey, bye, Museveni, those things. So that's how my parents told me that it's the pilot, because I always ask them, how does that driver do that? Go on air and all that. So my mom kept telling me, that's a pilot, blah, blah, blah. So they gave me that, knowledge of how it works up there.
Yeah.
So I knew that if you study so hard, you can become a pilot. You can also fly in the air and all that.
Right.
So, and I grew up from a family that wasn't traveling. Mbu, we are going to the airport to escort someone. No. All my life, I didn't even know how Entebbe Airport looked like.
Yeah.
I think I got to know Entebbe Airport recently when I started traveling. So I was talking about how I grew up.
Yeah.
So like I was telling you, my family, my parents didn't study that much.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
My aim was to make them proud. I wanted, because my mom kept reminding me because of you. You know how African parents be.
Yeah.
If you go to school and mess up, remember I didn't go to university because of you.
Ouch.
So
Oh no.
my mom always reminded me that, and every time she talked about it, I would just cry. Like I would feel like because of us, my mom has not been in position to
thrive,
to be the person she wanted to be.
Wow.
So it always got me emotional that every time I was at school, all I wanted to do was perform. So all I wanted to do is make my parents proud.
Yeah.
And the only way I was supposed to make them proud is by performing well, because they kept telling me, make sure you don't come with poor grades. If you come and you're the last in class, don't enter the house. Those things, eh?
Yo.
Yeah, so
that wasn't that keeping you on your toes or something?
Not really. Okay, they wouldn't say it in a bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would say it in a good way, but me knowing the background I was coming from, I knew. You see me, I've seen my parents go through the worst.
Yeah,
raising us.
Yeah.
Growing up in a barracks, and you see, my dad was a policeman, so like I felt like he was hustling too much to raise us, and then my mom was also not a stay-home person. Like she was also trying so hard. I feel like it's because both of them were working that we are who we are right now. Because my mom never sat down. She always aimed higher to make sure if my dad provides this, my mom provides the rest, you know. So I wasn't in the best schools, but the schools I went to, I never lacked. My parents would at least provide. Of course, I wouldn't provide the best, but at least I had
whatever they managed.
Everything. Yeah, I had the basics I needed at school. But again, I saw how they hustled to make sure all that happened. Sometimes 2 weeks to going back to school, you would see my mom in thought, thinking. So sometimes you'd ask her, Mommy, what's wrong? I'm now here thinking about your school fees, Augustin's school fees, Gerard's school fees, and so you would see her really stressed out. So every time I went to school, me at the back of my mind, I knew all I have to do is perform well.
Right.
Yes. So I didn't look at it as I need to be this, I need to be. I knew it was automatic. If I study well, I'll become one of the 5.
Oh yeah.
You understand? Then I knew if I refused, because I was in a society where it was like a cosmopolitan society. You see how the barracks bees, people from different walks of life.
Have you been in a barracks there before? I just hear about them.
Okay, a barracks is like a ghetto. It's like a better ghetto.
They're like wood.
The houses are just next to each other.
Yeah, and they are metallic. That's what I crammed.
Okay, some of them are metallic.
When I say that, because that's the only thing that helps me.
Right?
They're called unipods.
Okay.
When I see that, I just know I think that's the barracks.
Some of them are like that, but I thank God I never got the chance to sleep indoors. We were first in a bungalow, and then when my dad was promoted, we went to a flat.
Oh yeah.
So yes.
Okay. So I really had a different image of what
I used to enter the unipods because I had friends who were staying in the unipods, but we never stayed in the unipods.
Yeah.
So, like I told you, I saw my parents suffer, and then I knew when I grew. Now I knew when I grow up, I'm going to be one of the 5. But if I don't study, that's when I'll become like the other children that had refused to study, because of course we had children in the barracks who had refused to go to school. So you see how our parents would, when they're advising us, they would be like, I don't want you to be like so and so.
Right.
I don't want you to be like the other Amito and all that. So I didn't know that those people are losers. I didn't know that. All I knew is that when they grow up, they'll not have jobs. They'll not be lawyers. They'll be, because they've refused to go to school.
Yeah.
Now if I go to school, I'm going to be one of those people. And you see, my parents kept telling me those people get a lot of money. If you become a lawyer, a doctor, a pilot, you're going to be very rich, and you're going to do everything. You're going to buy us cars. You're going to.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to be that.
Oh wow.
And I took that mindset on until my senior 6. Now let me take you back. I grew up in a family that. You see how girls be talking about senga, my senga, those things? I didn't grow up with those sengas. I didn't have anyone to advise me, given the fact that I'm the first girl. My elder sibling is a boy. I didn't have ladies around me to advise me, this is what you have to do.
About what exactly?
About life generally.
You have your mother.
My mom would advise me, but you see, the connection, the relationship I had with my mom was mother-child.
Okay.
I want to take you back to the late 90s and early 2000s, where you see the connection between parents has just come lately. Have you noticed that? Okay, maybe
I grew up in a different system.
Yeah, you grew up in another system. So me, growing up, I had the connection with my mom. We talk about things, but my mom never sat me down and start telling me about the things of boys.
Parents,
that kind of
parents don't really get that far.
So parents don't normally
My mother
do that.
would just hint something. But like very light.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Parents never got the chance to talk to us about that. So now the people I relate with currently tell me that it is their aunties, their sengas, who always advise them on that. Me, who grew up with no senga, no elder sister, no what, I didn't have that other advice, that other guidance. So everything I was working towards was to perform better, to do better in school. But things to do with life, this is how you have to dress up, this is how you have to eat, this is how you have to wash your body, all those things, I learned them personally. Nobody
even
taught
washing
me.
your body. Wow.
I'm telling you, and my mom took me to a boarding school earlier.
How early was
primary?
I also joined primary. Which class was
it
that?
P4, P5?
Yeah, I also joined school
around
at that age.
I don't remember, but around that time. So the school, I think my mom took me to a boarding school because she wanted me to learn those other things, because we didn't have any woman around us apart from our mom. But I grew up in a family that had so many men. My uncles would come around home. My dad has so many brothers, so they would always come around home. And I felt like I was becoming a boy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Those are the only people that you can identify with.
Yes, those are the only people
I understand you very well.
Yes. So that is how I grew up. Now we get to senior 6, and that after senior 6, that's the time we're trying to put down courses we want to do at university.
Are they called job forms?
Yeah, those forms.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they're asking you which university do you want to put as your first choice. Those things.
I don't think I filled that form.
You didn't fill it?
I think they gave it to me and I just didn't.
Now, I didn't know how to fill it. That is the reason why they requested us to do it with our families, with our parents. So I sat down with my mom and elder brother, and we were trying to fill in the things. And trust me, I was very green. I didn't know what I wanted to be. All the time from primary to senior 6, I still didn't know what I wanted to be.
Did people ever ask you? Were you ever asked what you wanted to be?
Of course, at school people would ask, "Hey, what do you want to be?" Me, I would say, I think a lawyer. I also knew about journalism, but I felt like people used to say, journalism went hand in hand with law.
Oh,
that's what students at my school used to say.
Okay.
So if you do journalism, you can also become a lawyer. I mean, if you do law, you can also become a journalist. The things go hand in hand.
Oh, wow.
And then the people I was relating with was all science-minded. All they talked about was, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, And now I was the only one who looked, because me, sciences have never been my thing.
Right.
So I was too much into this other. So that time when we are feeling these things with my big brother and my mom, they asked me what was it that time? Okay, they asked me for the course I wanted to do at university.
Yeah.
So I was green. I didn't know what to tell them. Told them maybe law.
Right.
Maybe law. Maybe journalism. Right. I didn't want to talk about the whole medicine because I knew I wasn't so good at sciences. Not that I was performing so badly, but it wasn't my thing. Like I told you, I was just reading the things to pass.
Yeah.
But I didn't see myself ending up in that direction. Yes. Until my brother was like, okay, let me try explaining to you a bit. My brother started explaining.
Oh,
if you become a lawyer, this is what
he was already at the university.
He had just joined.
Oh, okay.
I think he had, because he's 2 years older than me. I don't know. I think he had just joined, or he was in his second year, something like that. So he started explaining everything to me. If you do law, this is what you become. These are the things you do.
Yeah.
If you do journalism, this is what you do. Blah blah blah. So he took me through all those things until he talked about something that was very interesting. He talked about procurement. I was like, now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he went through almost all courses.
He went through almost, because my elder brother,
dedication.
My elder brother was doing statistics at Makerere. So he went through that whole explanation because he wanted me to have an idea of what I would do in future.
Yeah.
So when he got to that point of procurement, he started telling me what procurement officers do. I was like,
okay.
Oh, these are the people with money.
What is it that made it interesting for you?
Because they were telling me these are the people who buy everything for organizations, like you're the one that procures everything. So he said it in a way that you're the one they give money.
And you wanted to hold the money.
Yes, I did hold money.
I mean, you were supposed to buy your mother cars.
Yes, actually, that's the reason why I took you back.
Yeah.
That is what I wanted to do. Now, all I wanted to be in future is rich. I want to study, get that very good job, because my mom says all those jobs are good and they will earn me a lot of money. So I want to make that money and make my parents happy. There is a time, I don't know if my mom remembers this, but there is a time I told her, because she kept reminding me of how it's because of her that she stopped in senior six. So there's a time I was talking to her, I was telling her, when I grow up and get a lot of money, I'm going to take you back to school.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Tired of being guilt tripped. Huh?
Yes, I said I have to take you back to, I want to take you to Makerere, because of course, by then, Makerere was it. I also wanted to join Makerere.
Yeah.
Good enough. So when my brother took me through that whole procurement thing, I was so happy. I was like,
there was no return. That was it.
This is it. I'm going to hold money. I'm going to buy for people things.
Oh my goodness.
So that's how I put procurement and supply chain as my first course.
And
then I don't remember the rest, because now my mind was focused
holding the money
on procurement.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I got procurement at MOBS, and and that's how my procurement journey began. I went to MOBS, I started doing my procurement, and eventually I graduated, and
okay,
that is it.
so you're at campus, you're doing procurement. How then do you break into the space of digital content creation?
Yes. So now, after during I think it was my second semester at MOBS.
Second semester, first year.
Sorry, my second year.
Okay.
My second year, second semester. We were required by then. MOBS required us to do our internship. I don't know if it is a different story right now, but by then we would do our internship in the second year, not third year.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Is it first year, second year? No, we did first year and second year. Yeah. So first year I went to police, because my dad
for
was
your
a
internship.
Yeah. But let's go back. My dad died. Okay, I'll get back.
Sorry about that.
I'll get back. I'll get to that later. So it was easier for me to get internship at police, because my dad was a policeman and my mom had those
knew the people.
So she talked to some people, and I got internship at police, but I didn't like it. I didn't.
Why is it? What made it hard for you?
I think we were so many.
The interns?
Yeah, we were so many interns, and it wasn't the practical bit of it, because the space was small and we were so many. So we would intern in shifts. Like some of you come between 8 and midday, and then the rest come in the afternoon to around 5. And then we are like a class. I felt like what was happening at university was the same thing happening at
there was nothing practical.
Place. There's nothing practical. They would just tell you, this is what you do, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't it. That wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to go the practical way of it. How to, how do they requisition? How do they do this? All those things. So my first internship didn't go so well. Second year, we were required to do another internship, and that's how my story began now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God helped me. I got internship with this government organization that I'll not mention.
Okay.
Yes, it's a ministry. Yeah, I got internship with this ministry, and yeah, my supervisors were so receptive. They were so happy. They looked at me as a kid, so they treated me in that way. But one thing I really want to appreciate them for, they taught me. I started understanding procurement when I was doing my internship, my second internship
with them.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
At school, like I told you, despite the fact that I already knew that I was doing procurement, and that is it's going to be about getting money and buying stuff and all that. I still wasn't conversant with what I was doing at university. So I get to know all these things during my internship. That's when I opened my eyes. I got to know that this is exactly what I'm supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. Why? Because my supervisor taught me. He taught me everything.
Was it still interesting? Were you still interested in it?
Now, that was the time I was more interested in procurement than at school.
Yeah.
So he taught me everything. I found out that this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, and he was so kind. Okay, I've never met anyone. I've had so many supervisors with time, but I've never had anyone as kind as that gentleman.
Okay.
He was very, very kind to me. He took me as his younger sister. He wasn't so old.
Yeah.
He was in his 30s, surprisingly. And here I am in my early 20s, and he was like a brother to me. He taught me everything that the teachers skipped.
Oh, yeah?
Everything that I didn't understand at school. He taught me everything, practical and theory, everything. So it
even going as far as theory.
Yes, wow. Sometimes he would give me those procurement books, those regulations, and then tell me, you read about this, tomorrow you come. Okay, sometimes they could give you like 2 days or 3 days to grasp and understand everything.
Yeah.
So he helped me really. He's the reason I love procurement right now. So I started working with that organization. I wasn't working, I was interning. I interned, and then time reached, and of course we were many interns, but not so many. We were around 5, I think 5, 6.
All right.
Time reached, and of course internship was done, and we were supposed to leave.
Okay.
Surprising enough, this gentleman requested me to stay. I was like, Amito, you're very hardworking. You're doing everything perfectly, so you can still remain and continue doing this as you're studying. Remember, we're going back to school.
But then when you're asked to continue doing that, are you actually paid?
I was so happy, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't paid. I wasn't being paid like from like the government public service. It wasn't paying me. The ministry wasn't paying me, but he was paying me. You understand? Wow. He as a person was paying me.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So I was happy. I was earning. I was learning, and
that's unheard of.
Yes. So I was in a happy place. So when he told me to remain, I was so happy. I went and told my mom, "Mommy, can you imagine? I've been retained." He told me to remain. Yeah. So I continued working, and eventually I was retained like that. Unfortunately, 2 years down the road, he was transferred to another place, and of course, I kept working, meeting new people, new bosses, new supervisors.
But then when he left, now who was paying you?
Now, when he left, that's the reason why I didn't mention the organization.
Right.
A lot happened. A lot started happening until now. Let's just leave that story.
Okay.
Let's just leave that. But I just wanted you to know that he is the reason as to why I loved procurement that much. My brother, my mom, and then him. They helped me so much. Yeah. So in the process of me working in the procurement unit, and then because eventually I stopped studying, I graduated, but I still continued working. So in the process of working, given that it is a government organization, you have enough time, because you see government workers work from Monday to Friday,
right?
And of which there is nothing like you have to report at 7, you can report at 8:30, and then by 4:35 everyone has left office. So I felt like I was living the life.
Rich wives of Beverly Hills.
I was living the life. I noticed I had a lot of time to relax, to do everything.
A lot of time. Oh, that was after you graduating, is it?
Yes, after I had graduated. Like I told you, after graduation, I was still working with the organization.
Sure.
But given the fact that we work from Monday to Friday, and then we leave at around 4:35, I felt like I had a lot of time. I have friends. I had friends then who would work from Monday to Sunday or Monday to Saturday, and they have to be at work by 7 a.m. So they're leaving home at around 6 something, and then they are leaving work at around 7 p.m. So
I understand what you mean, but you're living the life.
So me, I felt like I was living the life. I can do anything I want. I can leave work, go do whatever I want to do, and come back. Because my boss was like that. He would let you do whatever you want as long as you have worked, as long as you've done what you're supposed to do in office. So I felt like I was living the life. So one time I sat down and was like, I have a lot of free time. What can I use this other free time for? So that's how I started creating content. I would watch people on Facebook talking about things and uploading them on their Facebook
How
pages.
far back is this? Which year is it?
That was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018. So I started creating content and uploading it on my Facebook.
Okay.
But of course, short clips. By then, of course, there's nothing like TikTok.
And what were you talking about?
Anything.
Like what?
I would just talk about anything. Sometimes I would just go behind the camera and like, hi guys, hi my Facebook family, how are you guys doing today? I'm just here to say hi to you and wish you a happy weekend.
And that's it.
And I would it would just give me joy seeing people watching me talk.
Oh really?
Yes. Like I told you, I'm an introvert. And now I was trying to look for confidence that I've still not gained till now.
Really?
So I was using that platform to try speak out to people. That's how I started creating content, videos, and uploading them on my Facebook. Until a friend of mine called Dennis Duke. I don't know if you know him.
Dennis Duke? I've seen the name somewhere.
Yes, he's a YouTuber as well. Then he also worked with Urban TV and then NBS. Currently, I think he's back to Urban. He's a journalist as well. Okay. So he reached out to me and was like, Amito, why are you posting those videos on Facebook? Why don't you open up a YouTube channel?
That is still 2018?
2018. But already I had an idea of a YouTube channel. I saw another friend of mine called Hilda Linda doing YouTube by then. She was like the only Ugandan doing YouTube. I would watch her videos. I liked her so much because we were from the same high school, and we also went to the same university. So
you had someone that you could identify with.
Yes, but then she's this very beautiful girl. So she's beautiful. Sometimes we really have to appreciate people.
I know.
She's very beautiful. You can check her out. She's called Hilda Linda on YouTube and Facebook. So I looked at her doing her YouTube videos and I would watch them. But then I was like, I think this YouTube thing is for people who are beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, people who are light-skinned, people who are very beautiful, people who can speak up.
But how did you come to that conclusion if you're just looking at her?
I don't know. She was the spec. She was the person around. She was the only person I knew was doing YouTube. So it is after watching her videos that I started watching other YouTubers. But even the YouTubers I was watching were up those ends. There were people who were looking so good. People actually, most of them are celebrities. The likes of the Julianas, the Sheila Gashumbas. You see, so. I didn't look at myself doing YouTube because I thought I wasn't that kind of person.
I hear you.
I'm not that beautiful. I don't have the best body. So I kept myself on Facebook
Yeah.
I continued uploading my simple videos until Dennis Duke reached out to me and told me, no, you can expand it to YouTube. So he started giving me that confidence of, you can also do it, you can also do it. So
Yeah.
eventually I opened up my YouTube channel. And that was my first video, because all I knew.
Which one was your first?
Pranking my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, really? So wait, could I have found you in a time when you had just started?
Yes, I started in 2019.
You were. It looked like you had been in the field for a long time. Anyway, you were uploading videos on your Facebook,
yes,
so you were used.
I was uploading videos on my Facebook, but you see, Facebook videos are not like YouTube videos. Facebook videos are like 1 minute long, 40 seconds. So with YouTube, you need something that is more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So when Duke told me about that, and then of course other friends were talking to me about, like, you can do YouTube. All the time, I started doing YouTube, but I didn't know that people were doing YouTube for a pay or for money. I knew it was all about fun, because I was doing it on Facebook before. So I didn't see it as a very
and there was no monetary reward.
All I wanted to do was have something that I could use to occupy that other extra time I had.
I
just didn't want to because like I told you, my mom kept telling me, every time you're idle, you think about doing those evil things, like
an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Exactly. So I knew if I'm idle, I would eventually doing things I'm not supposed to do.
Oh, so you are actually helping yourself.
I was helping myself.
Wow.
I didn't want to be idle.
Wow.
So on top of working in a procurement unit somewhere, I wanted something else that I would do on a weekend, because my weekends were totally free. So I wanted something I would do on Saturday and Sunday, and maybe sometimes Friday evening, because sometimes I would leave work at around 1-2 on a Friday. PM. There's no work. Everyone has left office. What are you doing? So I had a lot of time, enough time. So I started doing my YouTube, and I was doing well. I was so shocked that people actually watched my first video. That video, and I was pranking my ex-boyfriends, and
I was like, this chick is crazy, man.
I creating content is hard.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you because if you're coming from hi, good morning, I wish you a happy week, to more than 5 minutes, how do you get into the space with comfort? Was it a smooth road for you? Because now you really have to guide us in the content creation space.
Initially, it was smooth for me, given that I didn't know about the monetary bit of it.
Okay.
I knew I was just doing something for fun. So whether I've uploaded or not, I wasn't minding.
Oh, yeah. So
I just needed something that would keep people glued onto my channel. So I thought about something.
But that's pressure. That's a little pressure. Because you have to always think about what can glue people here.
Maybe. I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was doing too much. So I thought about a prank, because I'd watched pranks on YouTube before, but nobody had pranked an ex or something. People were pranking their partners, pranking their boyfriends, their parents. Now me, I was thinking of how I wanted to prank my mom.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I don't normally get enough time to sit with my mom and do those videos. My mom is a busy person.
Yeah.
So I was like, now who should I prank? So it was until I thought about it, I was like, why don't I prank my ex-boyfriends? I already had enough, so I was like
oh, look at yourself. I already had enough. Oh dear.
I was like, let me prank this guy.
It was at least long enough to last 5 minutes and more.
That's not too long.
Look at yourself.
But I had somewhere to start. My exes are not my enemies. We are friends. Yes, I don't make enemies. If we break up, it is okay. Yeah, but let's continue communicating. And if you have a challenge, reach out to me. If I have a challenge, I'll reach out to you. And
Right.
So I still had them, but then of course the communication lessens a bit.
Yeah.
Yes. So I thought about it, like, it's been long since I communicated to these guys. Let me communicate to them now. So I got my phone and started recording myself. I got another phone and started calling them. And that's how the prank video came about.
Oh my goodness.
So I uploaded the video. The reason I uploaded that video was because I knew nobody knew them.
Yeah.
Nobody knew their faces and their names, so it was okay. So I uploaded the video, and I was so shocked at how many people watched that video.
Oh yeah.
That video made around 500 views.
How many is it? How many had you acquired very many followers on your Facebook at that point?
Yes, I had so many followers on my Facebook. Yes, I had.
So the moment you shared the link on your account.
Yes, I shared the link on my Facebook, and everyone went. Casta, they saw the title.
People like ruckus. People like chaos. They like
everyone watched. My family watched. I think my mom was all there laughing and like, what kind of human is this that came from me? So that video helped me a lot.
Yeah.
It gave me more reason to create.
Okay.
So many people watched the video. I think in a period of 1 week, I already had 500 subscribers. And then
a week?
Yes, 500 subscribers.
Boy.
Yes, and the people that were on YouTube before me were not getting those views.
I know.
So some of them reached out to me and like, hey, Amito, how did you do
I
this?
know.
You can actually become a full-time YouTuber. I was like,
had you thought about that?
I'd never thought about it. Like I told you, I just wanted to do this during my free time, just upload videos and put them there. But I wasn't looking at it in that direction. Now, all these people talking to me think I know about the monetary bit of it all, and yet I don't.
Right,
they kept telling me, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. So it is from that video that I gained the confidence to start doing other videos. Now I started doing restaurant reviews. I would go to a restaurant, eat their food, and then review them and upload a video. And surprisingly, people kept coming back to watch all those videos. My first 5 videos were doing so well. I was like, I'm going to do this thing. Yeah. And that's how I continued content creating.
You went as far as creating that video of you changing your knicker into a bra. Like, this chick.
Now, by the time I did that video, I was already a year old.
This chick.
Yeah, I was already a year old into YouTube.
Oh yeah?
Yes. So
but I think I must have come in that period.
That was a period
of that. But then maybe when I finished that, the other video popped up. You know how the videos keep popping up on YouTube. Yeah.
So yeah, I started doing all those videos. I would just sit down. I always sit down and think about something, and I create content about it.
Yeah.
Yes. So now getting to the monetary bit of it all, I think it came after I had done around, I think 9 or 10 videos. So somebody reaches out to me like, how can I apply for monetization? Like the person was trying to ask me,
thinking that I'm already
monetized.
Yeah.
So I was like, monetization? How? What is that? So I didn't want to look a fool in front of this person. I went to Google and started reading. You know, sometimes when somebody talks to me about something and I don't know it and they feel like I should know about it, I always go and Google about it. And that has affected me. Like I told you, I didn't go to the best school, so there is so much I don't know that I'm learning right now. So I always make good use of Google and YouTube and every other platform to know more. So when that guy asked me that, I went to Google and started reading about monetization. Then I went to YouTube and also started watching videos about monetization. That is how I got to know that actually these people on YouTube are being paid. So I reached out to Dennis Duke and I told him about it. I was like, are you being paid by YouTube? I was like, yes, YouTube pays me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I was like, how do I do that? So he was shocked that I didn't know. But he was kind enough to take me through everything.
I mean, this is the same person who said,
exactly,
go ahead and do this.
To be sincere, Dennis Duke has really been helpful. He has been one of those people that helped me become what I am today on YouTube. He kept encouraging me. There is a time he even did a video with me just to at least make sure his audience knows me.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
That is so good.
Yes. So he really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So it is until I reached out to him that he told me about that whole monetization. Of course, I'd already read about it and watched videos about it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need the practical bit of it also.
Right.
So it took me through it, and yeah, I applied for monetization, and in 2 days I was monetized.
Is it complex?
No, I didn't apply for monetization that same time. But when he told me about it, he told me about the threshold I was supposed to meet. I needed 1,000 subscribers that I already had. Then I needed 4,000 watch hours. Now the challenge always comes with the hours. Making 4,000 watch hours on YouTube is not easy.
Wow.
Especially in a country where not so many people are on YouTube.
I mean, for me to go on YouTube, that was such a luxury. I only started doing that in 2017, and that's because I was in Rwanda. And data in Rwanda is cheap. So time for it to expire would come. I'm like, what am I going to do with this data? I can't let the company take it back. Let me go on YouTube. That's when I started watching YouTube channels or videos. But telling me to go, and you're like, hey, are you kidding? Do you know how much data that requires?
A lot of data. And me, I was lucky because I was working. So data wasn't a problem. Data wasn't a problem, and money wasn't a problem. I wasn't rich, but I could afford the little that I needed to help boost my YouTube. Going out to create content. Now, given the fact that I'd started doing reviews that needed me to go to a restaurant and eat their food, so I always went to work, looked for that money, and then
to sponsor your creative space.
Exactly.
Okay.
So one time I sat down and I started weighing the two things. I love procurement so much. I really do.
Right.
Yeah. But then I noticed that as long as you're a procurement person, you will forever work for somebody. Either somebody or a company or an organization, whatever it is, you are going to work for somebody, and you will definitely have to be a salary earner.
Yeah.
And when you're a salary earner, you might not make as much money as you would want to make. So given that YouTube had given me that platform of they can monetize my videos and start paying me, I looked at it as another way to make money. Yes. So I started putting in more effort ever since I got to know that I can do this and be paid for it.
So how does this monetization really work? Do you mind explaining or painting a picture for someone who actually intends to get into the space of YouTubing?
Okay, monetization. First of all, there's so many people joining YouTube lately. But they are joining YouTube with a very bad mindset.
Which one is that?
Earning.
Okay.
Everyone is joining
it's a
YouTube
gig economy now
because they want to earn. We thank God I didn't join YouTube in that way. I didn't know about the earning bit of it also. It helped me. Now the challenge with this is that people have no content, but they want to earn.
Oops. That's a slap in the face.
Because they know so and so is making a lot of money on YouTube. I can also do this, but in actual sense, they don't have anything to offer. So YouTube is tricky. You have to go to YouTube when you have something you're going to give to people. Don't just go there and get other people's content, paste it on your YouTube channel and think you're going to earn from it.
Ouch.
YouTube doesn't pay you for other people's content.
So they pick a different video, someone else's video?
Yeah, there's so many people on YouTube who get other people's videos and then paste the videos on their channels. They don't create, but they want to earn from other people's videos.
Is that possible?
Yeah, they do it a lot. But lately, YouTube has started copyrighting them. They strike them and all that.
Okay.
So YouTube is like a platform that is encouraging creativity. So there is a lot people can do, but it's just that people just want that fast money. You'll not, if you enter in it with that mindset, you're not going to make the money. Just have something you love doing and make the best out of it.
Is that like you finding a niche for your content?
Yes, you can find a niche. If you don't want to be particular, you can do so many things. You can always do so many things. and people will watch them. Of course, maybe the people following you might not be wanting that kind of content, but when you upload the content that they want, they will watch it.
Yeah.
So it is through that I got to know what my people wanted. There are times I used to talk about trending stuff, news and all that. In actual sense, the kind of people that were watching my videos loved the news bit a lot.
Oh yeah?
But I couldn't handle. I started doing it for money, because it would give me a lot of money. Every time I created news content, trending topics and all that, I would
So how does this payment come? Is it based on the number of hours? Are they called watching hours?
Watch hours.
Is it based on the watch hours? Is it based on engagement? What is it based on?
The payment is based on views.
The number of views.
Yes, but before you get to the views, like I told you, you need 1,000 subscribers.
Right.
And 4,000 watch hours. People should have watched your videos for 4,000 hours.
Wow.
In the last 360 something days, the last 1 year. So if you make the 4,000 hours today, and you don't have the 1,000 subscribers, you still can't get monetized.
Ouch.
Yes, you have to have both of them hand in hand.
Okay.
The 4,000 watch hours and the 1,000 subscribers.
So how does it pay per view?
It depends. Every country has a way they pay. Now, countries like, it depends on where your viewers are from. If you have viewers from the US, the UK, those countries, you're paid highly than the viewers in Africa.
Wow.
That is why you'll see somebody creating. I'm going to give you two scenarios. There is this content creator who is always talking about what is happening in Uganda.
Yeah.
So and so did this. Someone did these topics surrounding Uganda, and maybe he's getting around 5K views on every video.
Yeah.
And then there is this other content creator who is creating content that can be watched by everyone all over the world.
Okay.
And they have like maybe 500 views or 1K views. And then this person with less views is making more money than the person with the more views, the 5K.
Oh, because they can attract people from world over?
This other content is watched by so many people all over the world.
Okay.
And then your content is watched by only Ugandans.
So it's about how much your content reaches the whole world.
Yes. How many people are you attracting towards your channel? How many countries
do you get to?
Yes.
Okay.
And they don't have to be African. That's why I always tell my friends joining YouTube that because I have so many people joining YouTube and speaking Luganda, I'm like, okay, I know English is not our language, but always try to speak English. At least make sure whoever watches your videos can understand what you're trying to mean, because when you limit your videos to Luganda, it's only the Ugandan audience that will watch, and not all Ugandans speak Luganda.
Right.
We have people from the north where I come from that probably don't know how to speak Luganda at all. So you have to make sure that whatever you are putting on YouTube will attract so many people all over the world to watch.
Yeah.
That is how you're going to earn more money. And that is how YouTube will even recommend your videos to other people. Oh, they go as far as recommendation? Yeah, YouTube recommends videos. Sometimes if you do a video and YouTube notices that this video could be of help to somebody who is maybe in England or in Germany or wherever they are, it always recommends it to them. Okay. So yeah, that is YouTube. That is YouTube for us.
So in this, you growing, in the barracks, you trying to figure out what you want to be. What was your mental status like?
My mental status wasn't so bad. Okay, there is a time during my university, towards the end of my course, I had bigger plans. I wanted to do my SIPs immediately after my university. Yeah. So in my second year, I lost my dad.
Sorry about that.
I lost my dad, but I think the period in which I lost my dad was just not the best for me. Because of, I don't want to go into family too much.
Yeah.
But my parents separated at one time.
Yeah.
And of course, I was supposed to be with my mom. So I ended up staying with my mom, and my dad was staying somewhere else. So I wasn't, during that period, I wasn't getting enough time with my dad.
Yeah.
But I was closer to my dad than any other sibling of mine. So we would meet and talk. There's some things that I talked to my dad about that my mom didn't know about. Like, my dad was that open to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we didn't have we didn't have enough time together. But when we met, we talked about so many things. So in the process, there's something my dad was working on, and I knew it would help me a lot.
Yeah.
After my university. So I was looking at doing my SIPs, because when I was at university, people kept saying you are not a procurement person until you've done SIPs. So I wanted to do SIPs and get in the real procurement.
Yeah.
So when my dad died, I felt like that was not going to happen, given the fact that my mom did everything for us. She really did, because when my dad died, my siblings were still at school. My mom single-handedly raised all of us, took us to universities, and we've all gone to Makerere.
Yeah.
Yes. And I felt like I didn't want to put that burden onto my mom.
Yeah.
So during that period of you're trying to figure out, remember I was doing it, the first times I was doing internship and I wasn't getting them. Fine, they would give me money, but then it wasn't that much to look after myself and my needs and the things I want to do.
Yeah.
I couldn't pay my tuition at UMI because I wanted to do my SIPs at UMI.
Yeah.
So that was the time I started getting into that state. Started feeling bad. I was like, oh, maybe if Dad was around, he would have figured out a way for me to, do my SIPs and all that.
Yeah.
But then, good enough, I have an uncle who has been in my life as a guardian. He has been everything to me. The things that my parents never talked to me about, my uncle talked to me about them.
Yeah.
So every time I talked to my uncle, he would encourage me. He would give me examples of people who have not gone so far into education but have succeeded. He always gave me that hope of, I can still be this without doing this, you see. So at that moment, my mental health, I worked on my mental health. The depression went and all that. So now it comes back.
So with him talking to you, it really helped.
Yeah, it helped me a lot when he talked to me.
Yeah.
Now everything gets back recently, this year, by the way. Between last year, around October to July this year, just a few months ago, all that period, I was in that state of depression, anxiety, and at one time, I thought I was going to die. I started falling sick, and I didn't know what exactly was happening to me. I was coughing.
Yeah.
We had that whole corona thing.
Yeah.
I treated for corona, by the way. I treated for corona, but it wasn't corona. I tested for corona so many times, and I was negative.
Yeah.
But I was still falling sick. I had cough. I had flu would come in once in a while and go back, but I had that very bad cough.
Yeah.
At one time, they said I had pneumonia. They treated me for pneumonia, but in actual sense, I didn't have pneumonia.
Yeah.
Fast forward January, I noticed I had tuberculosis. Now, why am I talking about this?
Yeah.
Almost everyone in Uganda thinks that if you have tuberculosis, you have HIV.
Right.
I tried talking to a few people about it. The few people in my circle, 80% of them concluded that I had HIV.
Yeah.
I told them I went to a hospital and they found out I have TB and I'm on treatment. I've been told I'm going to be on treatment for 6 months. Blah, blah, blah.
6, not 8?
No, mine was,
there was
6 months.
Huh?
Yes. I told them all those things, but everyone said, "Oh, you're CDM."
Oh my goodness! Oh dear.
But remember, by the time
straight up to your face.
Okay, not straight up, but okay, they would say it in a way that you would of course feel bad. Someone would remind you, TB, na wagezezako testing for CD for AIDS.
Yeah.
By the time I'm telling you, I've tested for all these things.
When you
have TB, the first thing they check is whether you have HIV. Yes, so they found out because the doctors were trying to find out how I contracted the TB. So there are higher chances that I got it from my workplace. That's the reason. That's why I didn't mention my workplace. My workplace, because would deal with so many people. Our office, given that it was a procurement unit and the whole ministry at large is a people ministry. There are so many people coming in and out every now and then. So I felt like that is how I contracted it. Because I didn't have HIV, I didn't have all those. Everything was negative apart from TB. And my TB was plus. It was too much. The only good thing was it was non-resistant to drugs. And it was treatable. So that is what gave me hope. And the doctors also gave me hope. Like, yours is not bad. But then I felt like telling me that was good, but still they wouldn't have told me that because they made me feel like okubera nesidimu is a bad thing. You understand? But again, somehow I had that hope of I'm going to be fine. But in actual sense, I wasn't fine. I went through a lot of hard time during those first 2-3 months. January, February. You guys were having elections. Me, I was crying. I was on a sick bed. So January,
sorry
February,
about that.
March, I was down, but I didn't want people to know.
I think that's because your body's still adjusting to the medication.
I think so. I think so.
Oh, that medicine is strong,
times
friend.
I thought I was not going to wake up. The times I thought it was
It went that bad? Did you ever take a break from YouTube? Content creation?
Of course. If you notice, I wasn't so active during that period. Actually, between October last year and March this year, I wasn't very, very active. I started doing videos. That was the time I started doing videos where I could not show my face. I started doing news content.
Voiceovers.
Because I was looking bad.
Oh, yeah?
I was looking so bad.
Wow.
I'd lost weight. My face was swollen. I did a full video about what I went through on my YouTube. But it was that is something I wouldn't want anyone to go through. I kept telling my friends, yes, Corona came in and helped us with knowing that we have to social distance, to put on masks and all that. But it is not only about Corona. There are so many other diseases that get to us in that way. That's why I'm always having my mask on everywhere because that's the same way I contracted this TB. It's airborne. So as long as I didn't get it through HIV and all those other diseases, I got it through somebody. Probably somebody spoke before me and,
even the coughing itself.
So the reason that's why I went into that state was the first people I talked to, the first few close people I talked to about my condition were already concluding that I had HIV. I kept quiet about it. I didn't tell anyone else because these people would send me messages of Bambi, you
should check again.
Like again and again. Like you go to 3 different hospitals and check for HIV and see. TB just doesn't come to anyone.
Oh my goodness.
That now every time they told me that, remember I was already going through a lot, I would break down the more. And I reached a point where I actually thought I was HIV positive. Because some people kept telling me, sometimes people with with TB, that the HIV doesn't show until it's 3 months. I was like, okay, God.
Why did you even do that?
It was really hard.
Everyone comes up with their ideas.
That's why I think we have to mind the friends we make. The people around us, because sometimes those are the people that drive us into depression. I expected them to talk to me and encourage me and tell me, you know what, this is going to pass. This is what we should do. You see, even if they wanted to be sure I didn't have HIV, maybe they would want to be.
For them to do what? Yes. Sorry. They wanted to be sure. Why? You understand?
I know.
Because it's not airborne like the tuberculosis or the coronavirus. They wanted to be sure because what?
So I really went through a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't open up. That's why you see I opened up after I was done with my treatment. So I went through a lot of hard time. Now at that moment, given the fact that you somehow think you have HIV, but it's just not showing through the test. And then you are battling. Every day you're not sleeping. You see, TB puts you down between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. You're always awake at
you
night.
don't even sleep.
You don't sleep. So of course I stopped working. I wasn't going to work anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't creating content, and it was just hard.
I'm sorry about that.
I went through a lot during that period. You're not working. You're not making any money, but you have to spend every other day. So I had to put the burden back to my mom. And now she was supposed to struggle with just from that whole pandemic that did so much, that took all the little savings that we had. And now I am getting into a situation that we don't even know when it's going to end. Because every other day I was getting worse. That's the problem with TB. Every day you feel like you're getting worse. You see, my whole body became pale. Actually, it became white. My body became whitish, like not very white, but whitish. I looked like, you see how people with kwashako used to look like then when we were growing up?
I didn't see it, but I saw pictures.
Yeah, those pictures that we used
in
to
books.
see.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I was looking. I was even afraid of people meeting me. The good thing is my doctors had told me that I'm not supposed to meet people because it was contagious at that time. So it somehow helped me not to meet people, because I'm thinking, what if people came, saw me in that condition, took my pictures and spread them out there? Because I'm not a public figure, but at least I know some people know me.
Many people know you actually.
And internet is not a good space. There's so many bad people on the internet. They'll always be looking for something small to put you down. So my prayer was not to even get well. My prayer was not for anyone to see me in that condition, because somehow my getting well was in balance. I didn't know whether I would really be fine or die, because during my hospital visits, I made so many friends who also had TB, but some of them died along the way.
Ouch.
Yeah, sometimes you're there and they tell you, hey, your friend died, because I made friends in the TB ward, Malago. So they would tell me, hey, your friend died, and it would make me feel worse. So that is how my whole mental health deteriorated. Like I started feeling so bad about everything. You're not working, you're at home, you can't do anything for yourself, you can't meet people, you're always lying to people. I stopped telling people that I was sick, but I kept dodging them. If anyone wanted something from me, I would just lie to them. I'm here, I went up country, I'm doing this. But in actual sense,
must be so hard.
I was in my mom's house dying. Felt like I was dying. So that was the period. And now what even made me feel worse was the medication I was taking. I would take my initial stages. I was taking almost, because my TB came with so many things. It came with loss of appetite. It came with an itchy body. So that was also supposed to be treated. It came with swollen legs. It came with so many things that were also supposed to be treated. So they gave me different medication for all those things. And now you find out I would swallow like 12 tabs a day. 12 tabs a day. And you know what that means. And I thought I was going to be like this for the next 6 months. Because they had already told me straight up that your medication is going for 6 months. So I thought these 12 tabs will go until the last day. But good enough, along the way, they would check my sputum every month, and also check my blood every month. But my second and third tests, my second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, they checked me 5 times. The second month, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth month were all negative. I was negative, but the doctors kept telling me, whether you're negative, you still have to continue with your medication until the 6th month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is what gave me some hope somehow. But still, they kept telling me, if you're not taking your medication and then you're still meeting people and you're not taking care of yourself, you can still acquire the TB in the process.
That can be depressive.
So it was so depressive
to go through the second phase.
And these tubs are really big. For those who have been through TB before, you know what I'm talking about. Like, TB tubs are big. They look like those ones that people say HIV people take.
Yeah,
they're very, very big. So imagine you're swallowing those big ones. I would swallow like 3 every day, and then the others. In a day, or as time went on, I was now swallowing 5 every day until the last day. So it's from my 3rd month to the last month, I was swallowing 5 every day. But that was depressing enough, knowing that every day you're living on medication. You have to take you don't have to, because I was supposed to take the medication before I eat anything in the morning and then before I sleep in the night. So just knowing that I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and take medication was bad enough. So you start feeling less of yourself. Like, why is it happening to me? Other people are living their lives. They are not on medication. Why is it me and all that?
And you're active on Facebook.
Yes, I would portray this I am fine to people, but in actual sense I was not fine. Why? Because I didn't want people to use my sickness against me. Because the few people I had already told were already using it against me. Now imagine these people who are not close to me. What would they say? Before you know it, the following day, the whole Facebook knows you're HIV positive. Everyone is saying, hey, Amito is HIV positive.
And the stigma that comes with it.
Exactly. So I didn't want to be more depressed than I was, because I was already going through enough. So I didn't want to be more depressed. I just had to keep quiet about it. I handled it with my family until the last day. And good enough, the last day of my medication was my birthday. So I felt like God had given it to me as a gift. It made me so emotional. I felt so good about it. And that's why I did that video that I uploaded on my YouTube channel. But that was the time. I might not explain everything I went through, but I went through the worst time during that period.
In your life?
In my life, yes.
We're glad that you're here.
I thank God.
Looking good.
I'm off medication, and it was really hard. Even after I finished my medication, the following day, that was 6th of July. I started looking for my medication. I was like,
because you're used to the system.
Yes, I was used. I even got the medication. Then I remembered, I finished yesterday. But then I felt sick those first 2 weeks. I felt sick. I think because maybe the medication was so used to my body.
The body was readjusting.
Yes, because I went back to the hospital and they made tests and I was fine. But I was weak. I was vomiting and all that. So the doctor explained to me, I was like, maybe your body was so used to the medication. But they gave me some few things to make me get back to normal. And till now, I've not swallowed any medication.
Congratulations.
I've not even had any malaria. I'm really fine now.
We thank God.
We thank God.
I often hear you praising God and thanking Him for various things.
By the way, I'm a believer.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So in this, with the conversation that we've had, what is that thing that you would want to leave for your listeners? I'm calling them your listeners because this is your episode. This is your story.
I think what I would tell them is to, first of all, they have to appreciate themselves. Because once you don't appreciate yourself and once you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be hard for others to believe in you or appreciate you. It starts from you. If I heard what everyone was saying and let it put me down, maybe I wouldn't be in this position right now. But because I kept on counseling myself and reminding myself how better I am than anyone else, how good I am, how precious I am. I believed in myself so much. I loved myself. It helped me fight some of these challenges. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to appreciate yourself. And then you always have to do what makes you happy. Don't do anything because you want to please anyone out there.
Right.
Because once you start pleasing people, you're going to lose track.
You can't
please
everyone.
Yeah, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
Even the people that you think are very close to you might turn their back on you.
Right.
So don't live to impress anyone. Live to impress yourself and make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Do whatever you feel your heart wants, or whatever you feel will make your heart happy. I'm not so good in English, so sometimes I
out of my face.
I can't express myself. Like, to be sincere, I can't express myself so well. I'm just learning. I'm learning, but I hope everyone has understood what I'm trying to mean.
You've expressed it right. There is nothing much to understand.
Yeah, it's just believing in yourself and loving yourself and doing what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because now I do my YouTube channel and I don't care what others say about it. Something I didn't tell you, when I started my YouTube channel, people thought I wanted to be a celebrity.
Oh, yes, there's that too.
People would say,
you want to be a celebrity?
When I get YouTube,
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Those are people's comments.
A lot. Yes.
Boy, that can really pull you down.
It wasn't easy, by the way. My very first times. If I'd entered this whole thing with a motive of making money, I wasn't going to handle.
Yeah.
But because I knew I was just doing it for fun, and it kept me going. But people said a lot. People said I wanted to be a celebrity.
Wow.
I wanted to be a celebrity. I wanted to be known.
I
wanted followers.
How did you keep on track? How did you not feel like, let me step away from this?
My mother.
Oh.
My mother. My mom. My mom encourages me a lot.
Yeah.
You see,
yeah.
What I didn't tell people, my real name is Amito Mitra. So I started calling myself Amito Mitra with time because of so many things I might not have told you. Okay, the Mitra name was given to me by one of my supervisors. She couldn't pronounce Amito. I think she had worked with so many Indians. So she would call me Mitro, something like that, Mitro.
Really?
All the time. So the whole office started calling me Mitro. But they were calling me Mitro in like Okon Sekeya, something like that. Because, Because our supervisor is calling me Mitro. So they saw it funny.
Yeah.
So I used that to create another name for myself. I was like, I can't be Amito Mitro. Let me be Amito Mitra.
Wow.
So that's how the name came in.
Okay.
So now going back to my mom, when I started calling myself Amito Mitra and creating all this content, my mom stopped calling me Beatrice. My mom started calling me Mitra. Yeah. Hi Mitra, how are you? Till now, by the way, my mom calls me Mitra.
Yeah.
Why? I think she wanted me to
gain more reminding you of who you want to be.
Yes. Yeah. My mom has never failed to support me, even times when I didn't have money and I wanted to create some kind of content and needed a lot of money for me. I would ask my mom for money and she would give me. My mom has been so supportive. My mom watches every single video of mine.
Does she cringe at some point? And she'll be like, oh my goodness, she did this too?
Maybe she does, but she never tells me about it. But she'll come home and tell you, I was watching your video. And if there is anything that made her happy, she'll talk about it.
Yeah.
If there is something she wants more clarity about, she'll ask you.
Yeah.
So that's my mom. And at her workplace, whoever enters her office, she always reminds them, my daughter is a YouTuber.
Oh dear.
She doesn't tell them, my daughter is a procurement person. She tells them, my daughter is a YouTuber.
She's supporting you in your zone of comfort. Yeah.
My friends, if my mom meets my friends in my absence, after they've talked, whatever they've talked about, she'll ask them, by the way, did you see her latest video?
Oh my goodness.
Did you watch her latest video?
That is so good.
That's my mom. So my friends will come to me and like, Amito, I had not watched your video until I met your mom. She told me to watch this video. I didn't first sit down and watch it and then talk to you.
Wow.
So that's my mom. She's my number one supporter. She watches. Sometimes when we're at home, late in the night, my mom is always awake. I think most mothers are always awake at night.
Yeah.
In the night, you're in your room sleeping, and then you hear someone in the sitting room playing your video, and definitely when you peep, it's my mom watching my videos.
Yeah.
So my mom has really supported me from day one. Yeah.
So for the people that want to connect with you, where do they find you?
On YouTube, Amito Mitra.
Yeah.
And then under the description box, I always leave my contacts.
Okay.
Yeah, my email, so you can always reach out to me. Amito Mitra. There is no other Amito Mitra on YouTube. At least I've done enough research. So it will definitely be me. When you search for me, Amito Mitra, you'll find me. And yeah, you can always reach out to me in case of anything.
Yeah.
I'm so open to partnerships. If you want me to work with you, I'm very available.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the other question that I had to ask you, I think at some point you were like, you had to weigh it out, the procurement and content creation. So you...
Okay, I didn't weigh it out.
Yeah.
The reason that's why I looked at it in a way that I didn't want to only work for a salary.
Okay.
I wanted something.
Okay.
Immediately I got to know that YouTube pays. I was like, okay, I need to do this full time because I'm not going to depend on a salary.
Yeah.
Anytime that job will go.
So right now you are a full-time YouTuber.
I'm a full-time YouTuber.
Oh wow.
Yes. I also sell perfumes, by the way.
And where?
So if you're out there and you want perfumes, can you reach out to me? I sell perfumes as well. We have a shop. I share a shop with a friend of mine. It's in Motungo. She's a tailor. So we use the same shop. She does her tailoring and I do my perfume selling. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So.
Okay, so they just have to reach you with the contact details that you share in the description box.
Yes. Do I have to?
You can actually
my number right now.
If you're comfortable with that.
I'm very comfortable. Why not? My number is +256.
Right.
787 616 445. +256 787 616 445. Yeah, that's the only number I have in my entire life.
Thank you for honoring the invite to be with us.
Thank you for hosting me. This is I know I've not been the best. I've listened to all your speakers.
Oh, come on.
They're always the best.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Really?
But just bear with me. I'm learning slowly. I'm learning.
Amito, there's nothing to learn. You're doing great.
I'm learning.
You are doing great.
Like I told you, I'm not a public speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is like my second interview.
Wow.
My entire life. Yes. So I've not been in position to talk to so many people. About my life and everything. So it's just me doing my YouTube videos. I actually interview other people, but I've never been interviewed. So it gets really hard for me talking to people.
You did well.
I tried.
Trust me, this is me telling you, do not judge yourself. Let someone else who is seeing you outside of you tell you. You did well.
Thank you.
Be kind. Like the common saying goes, be kind. Everyone is battling something. This is my major takeaway from this episode. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. If you loved what you heard, make sure you subscribe to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka in your podcast platform of choice and share it with your friends. Let them know that the way how you need this virtual space is the way how they need it. Also, feel free to share your insights about what connected with you on social media and be sure to tag us. We are at Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka on Facebook and Instagram and on Twitter. Our handle is at SGNK Podcast. You can also reach us on our email, sgnkpodcast@gmail.com. Your reviews are welcome. I really look forward to hearing from you. And until then, until the next episode, remember to be kind.